TheEmPHorium. In the Philippines, I want to say magandang umaga ho sa inyong lahat. And for the people in the U.S. watching this live at TheEmPHorium, good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to at least check it out. Check us out. TheEmPHorium is a unique U.S.-based, the first of its kind. Okay, the first of its kind. It's a Philippine-made and inspired product showroom and global business center. And its purpose is to create awareness as well as sales opportunities for Philippine-made products, services, and investments in the U.S. market. And Emporium is actually a physical place. Like I said, that's where I'm at right now. It's located at 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, number 602 in Los Angeles, California. So if you want to come and visit, please do so. We welcome you. Just go ahead and let us know when you're coming. Thank you. But what the Live Emporium is, this is one of the tools that we use to create the awareness, the sales opportunities by people watching, and hopefully organically, or what we're doing on social media is reaching other people. And I think it is. At the end of the day, what we want is that awareness creation. Okay, so that's what Live at the Emporium is. And today it is packed full of amazing stuff. I'm back, everyone. First, before I go into what we're doing here, is whether you're thinking about, whether you're thinking about investing or living or retiring in the Philippines, you are not watching Live at the Emporium, the live demo session. You are actually watching the right one. This is a special edition of Live at the Emporium. And like I said, if you're thinking about investing, retiring, or living in the Philippines, you are at the right place. Now, I'm hoping that you continue to watch, because you're going to learn a lot of amazing stuff here today regarding owning, which is the title of the live stream today, owning a piece of the Philippines. And with that, the host of this show, her name is Espie Agbayani, and her segment, or this special edition of Live at the Emporium, it's called How to Retire in Style, or Retire in Style with Espie Agbayani. Without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce the host of your show. Again, the live special edition of Live at the Emporium. Let me introduce Espie Agbayani of Espie Realty. Hi, Espie.
Hi, good morning here in Manila.
I know you forgot where you were, right? You're going, well, I'm usually in the U.S. Now I'm in, oh, that's right, I'm in the Philippines. So I'm excited for you to do this segment, or the special edition of Live at the Emporium. So I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to turn over the microphone, or rather the camera, to you. You are the host. You are the queen of this show. I will just now put my role and put my producer role in the back. So let me go ahead and give you the microphone, the camera.
All right. Well, thank you, Ferdinand. This is our second episode together with Ayala Land, and Retire in Style. I actually started that since 2010, and I noticed that there's a lot of balikbayans, or seniors, baby boomers, who have been wanting to retire in the Philippines, and they have been. I've been a marketing partner of Ayala since 2010, and I've helped a lot of buyers and investors come here and find a good location where they can retire in style or even invest. So today we're going to be promoting that, and we are going to discuss about how to own a piece of America, leveraging on the real estate you own here in California, in the United States, and using that equity, that sweet equity, to retire in style. And one option is to invest or buy a piece of the Philippines. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Hazel Mendrano. She is with Ayala Land International Sales. So Hazel, do you have your little piece of 30-second ad?
Yes, and I know Ferdinand will show that. Good.
Yeah. All right, great. So, Hazel, you have the floor. I would like you to share with us how to own a piece of the Philippines through pre-selling. I think that's the main focus we have right now, is pre-selling condos in the Philippines, and I know that Ayala Land is one of the top producer or top developers in the Philippines, and that's the reason why I reach out to you and help us explain the intricacies of buying through pre-selling.
Right. Thank you for that, Espie and Ferdinand, and thank you for Emporium for having me again for this session of Espie in Retiring in Style. Well, what do you have? She's here in the Philippines, and I'm also back here in the Philippines, really meeting a lot of clients. Espie has been trying to get back. I mean, trying to catch me because I've been so hectic since I came back from the U.S. last October, and really sharing what we have for a lot of Filipino Americans who are actually visiting now than last year. I mean, comparing it to last year, this time of the year, there's really a lot who missed the Philippines. So there's really a lot of visitors like SP, whom I'm hosting right now and showing them around in all of our latest developments. Actually, as you know, in the previous sessions that I've had, we show that what we have back home here, and our pre-selling properties in terms of what we have is all over the Philippines. As you know, Ayala Land being the largest and most experienced real estate developer in the country has a lot of properties to choose from. When I started doing this 17, 18 years back, just like when SP was also starting to be accredited with us, she knows and she's seen how us as a developer has expanded in terms of geographic location. So we have more for everybody. But of course, we still have our pocket developments in the business districts like Makati, which is one of our latest developments that I've been sharing to through this platform. Know that Makati has continuously evolved as a city and as a business district, complementing other business districts like BGC and the upcoming Arca South also within, which is close to each other. Like it's only a mile or 2 miles away from each other. So it really depends for someone who is looking to retire here in the Philippines. But as our new developments come in, like the one we in Makati, the one that we have in Makati is a new node of Makati Business District. And talking about retirement in the Philippines, we have this new Circuit Makati, which is the entertainment district of Makati as a business district. It's a 22-hectare development that probably Ferdinand has been showing in terms of our videos. That having the estate being developed into having the malls, the corporate offices, and even the Samsung Performing Arts Theater. We also have the circuit grounds wherein concerts are being held. Actually, last weekend, I was there to meet some couples who are already retirees from New York. And, they're enjoying the first residential condos that we have there, making it their hub in terms of the properties that they settled when they are here in the Philippines. No, so but today that couple is actually in Bacolod for a weekend of golf. And so just like them, just to also share that experience about those existing clients that we have, they bought the property on a pre-selling stage. So they have made the down payment, they made an installment on the down payment, and the lump sum at the end of the term, which is also the time that they're getting the property, the key for their property already. Is the time that they can also consider having a loan for that lump sum, which is actually my co-guest today will be sharing, from PNB. So we have that as a platform, because when you do pre-selling, the advantage of that is that you're not only preparing for your retirement, for those who are considering that, you are also having the investment early on. So as the construction progresses, the price of these properties or pre-selling properties that you're starting to invest on a lower price, comparing it to something that's ready to occupy already. You're also getting yourself prepared to retire here in the Philippines for those who are thinking of, retiring in the Philippines, because you can have the best of both worlds. For those who have been in the US for such a long time, and you rarely visit the Philippines, or someone who visits the Philippines all the time, and yet you have to deal with your have to arrange everything with your relatives, because you can't you've been away from the Philippines for so long, and you realize that something, having a place within the business district is still an advantage, because you can just lock and leave your unit, and you can also visit your relatives afterwards, and you can be close to the airport, and you can go in other parts of the Philippines, like the client of mine. And then you know if I may invite also Espie to have develop this conversation with me, so that she can also share her inputs as far as those experience that I'm sharing right now is something much more exciting. Just like Espie, she just had her dental appointment while she is here in the Philippines, right, Espie? I think she's on mute.
Okay. So can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. So once in a while, I would just run here in the Philippines because there's still some certain things that I serve for my clients. Although I do have some partners here who works with me, I'm a certified international property specialist in US. So there are some agents that I also work with here directly when it comes to some other properties besides Ayala Land. And the good thing about it is that, like right now, last week when I arrived, there were 70 wheelchairers. So that means that my porter was saying it's packed. There's so many returning residents coming over here. And then I've been to Makati, I've been to the other places here in Quezon City, and I noticed that there's a lot of hustle and bustle already, and business is booming. You know, so that's one thing that I can say about the Philippines, because yet even though the interest rates are higher in United States, our dollar can buy more right now.
That's
So
very
that is
true.
something that
So
we can take
from
advantage
my
to.
end, yes, thank you, SP. From my end, we will be presenting what we have available. From our end, we can set an appointment to anyone who might be interested to show them physically the locations that we have,
Yes,
or for those who have not made plans to visit the Philippines, we can also do it virtually. We can set an appointment, and via Zoom or whatever platform that you're comfortable with, so that you can see more of what we have, because the inventories are really having its take up. So it's really about taking that advantage and taking that opportunities, taking that opportunity in terms of investing early on, especially on the pre-selling properties that we have, and see how you can take advantage of the prices and the financing. And
yeah,
then afterwards, we will turn you over to the banks accredited with us, just like your next, my co-guest speaker today, Ms.
yes,
Edith.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so right now, are we going to introduce our next guest, who is the
Yes,
Philippine National
and
Bank in Los
maybe
Angeles?
to again, I'd like to thank Enforium and SP for having me tonight there in the US, which is morning here in the Philippines. The latest property that we are actually presenting this time is one of our new Makati, which is Astella. Astella is actually one of our latest development in
Yes,
Circuit Makati. While actually today I'm going to, right after a session, I will be going to Estella. I'm going to Circuit to show our properties to one of my guests from California, and we will also be going to Arca South, which is in Taguig, which is close to PGC,
Yeah.
also. So with that, I'm very happy to be of service to anyone who would be interested in inquiring and finding what we have available. Although we also have some properties in Cebu, in Davao, in
Yeah, of
Iloilo,
course.
in the south also. But for the
How do
most
we contact you, Hazel?
yes,
Before we end up the thing, how do they contact you?
yes, definitely. You can reach me in all platforms: WhatsApp, Viber, or iMessage, or email me. I will just share the my digital business card through Ferdinand, probably, so that she can
Yes.
also yeah, you can book an appointment with us, and of course through you, Miss
And you coming
Espie.
here in December? You're gonna be in Los Angeles in December. We're putting together something,
Yes.
to
So
introduce it personally. Yeah.
yes, I do hope our audience will also get in touch with you, Miss SP, or through Ferdinand, so that
Yes.
I can meet them in person, so that at the same time, you can
You're free to
also,
ask all the questions you need.
yes. So, well, I'd like to thank Ferdinand again. He's actually sharing a video about Circuit Makati. So thank you for that,
Yeah.
Ferdinand. So yeah, you're right, Miss
That's the
SP.
center of
Um,
entertainment in Makati.
Yes, you're right, Miss SP. This time of the year, it's really, really hectic. I've been always
Yeah,
out in
going
our
to be busy.
showrooms every day for the past 3 weeks. So,
Yeah.
there you go. So there you go. That Circuit Makati. That's the scale of our Circuit Makati, and our latest one is Astella. And this
Okay.
month actually is our Astella had the highest sales take up. So you might want to grab the opportunity while it's still available.
Okay. So thank you, Hazel. Now I would like to introduce PNB Edita Manalang. So can we have Miss Edita Manalang in? There you go. Thank
Hi.
you. Mhm.
Hi,
So
good.
Edita is the general manager of Philippine National Bank in Los Angeles. So she's going to share us a little bit about the uniqueness of what PNB can offer people who wants to buy and invest in the Philippines. Go ahead.
Espie, can we show the ad, please? Do we still have time to show the ad?
A century-old bank which has been in the industry providing financial solutions to every Filipino family. With a total of 717 branches and 1,589 ATMs located all over the Philippines. The bank that believes in putting its clients first and at the center of everything. Introducing the Philippine National Bank. Established as a government bank in 1916, which became fully privatized in 2007, PNB has been an instrument of economic development to this day, delivering customer-centric solutions to businesses and retail clients. PNB as a commercial bank is engaged in diversified banking activities such as deposit taking, lending, bills discounting, trade finance, foreign exchange dealings, fund transfers, remittance servicing, asset management, a full range of retail banking and trust services, and treasury operations. Internationally, PNB maintains its position as the bank with the largest global footprint with branches, representative offices, remittance centers, and subsidiaries located in Asia, Europe, Middle East, and North America. The bank continues to take lead in the overseas remittance business scene with remittance centers, agents, and tie-ups in the United States, Canada, London, France, Italy, Hong Kong, Japan, Singapore, and the Middle East countries. Backed by a legacy of service excellence, PNB is poised to move forward to become a more dynamic, innovative, and customer-focused bank. A dependable financial partner that offers stability and security for Filipinos all over the world. Masasandaan kahit saan, kahit kailan. You want to know more? Visit www.pnb.com.ph for more information.
All right. So, well, now Edita is going to present to us a little bit more about PNB and how they can do financing. Amazing. We can originate loan here for a collateral in the Philippines. So take it away, Edita.
Thank you so much, Espie. Thank you for inviting PNB, and we'd like to share with you the services that only PNB can service the requirements for those property buyers who have difficulties in availing loans in the Philippines, especially our those retirees or pensioners. We have this special financing that will cater your needs. And the purposes of the loan that we can share with you is for house construction, purchase of condominium, either houses, or the refinancing of Philippine peso home loan mortgage. Okay, so Ferdy, the next slide, please. For the next slide, please. Okay, the advantages of the program is that the loan is in peso currency, in US dollar currency, as compared with other banks in the Philippines. The loan is in pesos. So this way, if your loan is in dollar currency and you are earning in dollars, there will be no foreign currency losses, because there is no need to remit payments to the Philippines, because you will be directly dealing with the US bank. Most important, one advantage that only PNB can offer is the age requirement. If you avail of a loan in the Philippines and you are already a retired or a pensioner or over 60 years old, you will not be able to be granted for more than 5 years. But with PNB, even if you are looking for a 10-15-year loan and you are already retired, you're already 60 years old, you can still apply for a long-term loan. Okay, we do not discriminate borrowers as to age. So even if you're 70 years old and you want to avail of a 15-year loan, you can still do that. Then you only have to be a U.S. person regardless of nationality. Whether you are a Japanese living in the States or a Chinese living in the US, not necessarily Filipino, you will be eligible for a loan. And as to the mortgage insurance, for PNB Los Angeles, OPHL, we do not require mortgage insurance because this will add more cost to the property that you are buying in the Philippines. So in the Philippines, a mortgage insurance is required for all housing loan. And for the payment of your loan, it is very convenient. You just have to issue us checks every time amortization is due, or you can apply for an automatic debit of your US bank account for you to be able to pay the loan. You don't have to remit it to the Philippines. You don't have to pay for the remittance fees. And the last is the relationship. Other banks in the Philippines will require you to have an account in the Philippines. But with PNB Los Angeles, even if you don't have an account in the Philippines, even if you don't have an account with PNB, the banking relationship is not a requirement. So you can avail of a loan without establishing a relationship with PNB. Whether you are in Alaska or other parts of the US, it's not a problem because we can deal online. We can do all the processing online, or I there will be some. You don't have to come actually here in Los Angeles to submit your loan. No, we can discuss these things in detail later on when you apply for a loan. So when you have chosen your property, you have done with your 20% down payment or reservation agreement, then it's time for you to look for a financing for your balance, and PNB will come to you to offer this kind of services. So as to the process, during loan application, during the submission of loan application, our branch officers, our loan specialists will discuss to you, explain to you the list of requirements and the product features, discusses the terms and conditions. And then once the loan is approved, we advise the borrower, we advise you of the loan approval. Then during documentation, again, as discussed earlier, you don't have to come to PNBLA. The borrower will be asked, we will send all the documents to the borrower wherever you are through FedEx for you to sign the loan documents. We have the promissory notes, the real estate mortgage, etc. And then this will be consularized via apostille certification. And for the implementation, there is a signed letter of guarantee forwarded to the seller, developer for conforme, and lastly, on the loan release, that's the only time that monthly amortization will begin, or it can be by a check or, as mentioned earlier, through ACH. Yes, SP, you have a question for me?
Yes, yes, I do have a question. First of all, I would like to acknowledge some of our viewers from LinkedIn, who is Mr. Pestano. He said he's interested. Mike Pestano, thank you for your interest, and we can always get back to you later to answer your concerns, or you can type up your questions, And also Therese JC from Facebook, thank you for joining us. And everybody out there who would like to ask questions, this is also a recorded live stream. It's being recorded. You can reach through this to the YouTube of Emporium. So anything that you would like to know or clarify, you can always reach out and we can get back to you personally, one-on-one, right? Yeah. So my question to you, Adita, is that being me as a loan officer way back and having to deal with all these little terms and conditions and forms that needs to be filed, there are some of our kababayans who are not really so computer savvy, or if you tell them, oh, apply online, they get really nervous about the whole thing, or sending out their paperwork, online. So is your portal as safe and secured as the one that we use in the regular loans here in California?
Actually, SP, we sent to them all the documents for signature via FedEx, so it will be very safe. And for all those customers who are not computer savvy or techie, we can adjust to their needs and requirements.
And the good thing is that they can, they can speak in you can speak in Tagalog. You have somebody who can speak in Ilocano, right?
Right, and even Cebuano and Visayas. We have also staff.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. So, folks out there, the one of the big stumbling block when you are doing a pre-sale here in the Philippines, because I'm here in Manila right now, so I say here. So here in the Philippines is that we don't really know how we're going to do the financing, So with PNB right there in Los Angeles and originating the loan for us in United States, they are bound with the laws of United States, with regards to credit, with regards to all this discrimination. They cannot discriminate. They cannot discriminate on age, on race, all that. and they can disclose to you what kind of loan you're gonna get even before you apply. So before, when I was selling pre-selling condo products, I would usually encourage my clients to borrow against their equity and pay in cash because they would have an incentive paying cash, or it's just easier because they don't have to deal with all this loan qualifying in the Philippines, which is tedious, too much work. But now that we have P&B, then it's a lot easier, and then you can leverage. You don't need to take out all that sweet equity you have in your home, but you can apply for a loan with as little as what? How much down payment do they have to put? 10, 15, 20?
Yeah, just 20%. And sometimes it depends on the property, SP. If the project is accredited by the bank, sometimes they
Mm-hmm.
only require 10 or 15%.
Mm-hmm. And
So
as I know, it's not only for pre-selling condos. You can also buy a commercial property, right? If you're coming in
we
here, in the Philippines, and you want to buy a property or maybe a McDonald building, can
actually
you
we
borrow
are
money against that?
thank you for that question, for SP. But right now, our financing is focusing on the
Home ownership.
home ownership and not on business. But there's,
Okay.
if they are looking for construction of an apartment building, or four or five door apartment, then we can also finance all that kind of project.
Okay.
That
Okay,
for
that's good.
commercial purposes, like what you've said, McDonald's. Yeah, for now, not yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know because I'll tell you what, in February, the FARIPA group, which is the Filipino American Professional Association in Silicon Valley, they are putting together a group of professionals to come over to the Philippines and promote real estate here. So
Mhm.
this is a good way of knowing. There's a lot of questions about owning here and a lot of repercussions, because they feel like, how comfortable they would be. So the more you know, the less fear you have. So what we do here is we present to you different information, and like tonight we are presenting one of the top, if not the top developers here in the Philippines, Ayala Land. And of course, Philippine National Bank have been with us for a long time. They are very sturdy lender, and they offer financing, and it's based in Los Angeles, in the United States. So I hope that you got a lot of information here for us. And of course, this is just a tip of the iceberg, and we encourage you to again follow our live streams because we always would feature something that is valuable for you, especially if you're thinking of leveraging on your sweet equity right now. If you want to invest in the Philippines, or maybe even if you want to invest in the United States, in California, that is something that we can help you with too. But tonight, with our special guest, this is a focus on how you can take advantage of owning a piece of the Philippines. Okay,
Yeah.
so we can have any questions we have there, Ferdinand?
By the way, SP, a
Yes.
lot of property buyers in the Philippines are really not familiar or not aware that there is a bank who can really finance their requirements, and without them going home to the Philippines. Sometimes they're wondering, oh, there's PNB who can help us with this. Then there were also times that the property that they bought in the Philippines, are they let them foreclose because they cannot avail of financing in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I'm telling them, do not be frustrated. Andito kami. We are here to help you. And our very unique features will be able to service your needs. Huwag kayong matakot to buy properties to invest in the Philippines, because PNB here is, we're here to help.
Oh, yes. Tita, by the way, I would like to introduce our Jojo. He's the head of the loan processing division, right?
Yes, of our OP.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the head now of our OPHL. Yes, Jojo.
Okay.
yeah. Hello,
Yeah.
good evening, and good morning.
Can you tell a little bit about that program?
Yeah, the ONA Philippine Home Loan Program is very unique in the sense that it's being offered for U.S. based residents. We cater specifically to the buyers in the Philippines. No? These properties in the Philippines, we can finance them, no? From borrowers here in the U.S. So it's basically designed for them. So you will qualify if you are US based because a lot of problems, as Miss Edith has said, is that if you've been here in the US for so long, your problem is how to qualify in the Philippines for the loan. No? So that's a lot. That's a lot of problems,
Yeah.
a lot of obstacles, paperwork. No, but here we are here, the ONA Philippine Home Loan Program offered to you specifically by PNB in Los Angeles. No, we will handhold you throughout the process, talk to you about the pitfalls and what have you in buying something which is when you are based here. No, there's a lot of questions. No? So we will handhold you, and we have a lot of clients throughout the years, and there's been a surge basically because of the boom in the Philippines. Lots and lots of properties are really, really great, and a lot of Filipinos are interested in buying, especially here in the US. There's a very, very strong presence. In fact, PNB Los Angeles is one of the front runners in terms of our loan portfolio globally with all of our PNB
So you're
overseas.
saying that it's not only in United States, you also help OFWs in
Yes,
the
yes,
different countries, right?
that's correct. We have our PNB Hong Kong, PNB Japan, PNB Europe, Middle East. No, they also offer on a Philippine home loan programs catered for residents or Filipinos who are living in those areas. No,
Well, let me
so
ask you a question then. Just a wild uh,
yeah, sure.
thought I have when you said global. So if I have me wanting to buy a condo,
Mm,
my sister is in Dubai, and
mm,
my other brother is in London, can we
mm.
buy a condo together or no?
Well,
Is it
if you're buying, you can. But if you're asking about financing, we could give you financing for U.S. residents for PNBLA
mm,
because we are constrained by U.S. regulations. We have a banking license here in the U.S. So our product here for that mortgage is strictly for U.S. based U.S.
oh,
based.
we cannot have co-borrowers that are
No,
from another country?
yeah, but we could ask PNB if wherever your other relative is. No,
Oh,
for
for them to
example, if
be,
yeah,
yeah.
if she's
Okay,
living
they
in
have to use
Japan,
the PNB branch where they are.
yes, that's correct
I
because they
see.
have their own
Rules
local
and regulations.
license.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, sounds good.
So
yeah.
limited
So,
lang kami SP for US persons.
Mm.
And
mhm.
when we say US persons, those who are
Jojo,
legally
Based here.
stay here in the US.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's good to know. So, any
I have
question,
a question.
Ferdy?
I'm gonna play. No, I have a question. I have a question. This is more for Jojo because my question is this. I was also a little. I'm a little bit knowledge. I know a little bit enough to be dangerous, I suppose. But see, we're promoting retiring, investing, or living in the Philippines, right? And with everything with happening with work from home, the digital nomad and things of that nature. So let's just assume that this is more for Jojo, an underwriting question. So let's just say I'm self-employed. This is more like for documentation. So if I'm self-employed and maybe I do have the 20% down because that's what you require. So if I'm having to prove my income, what type of documentation do you normally need, Jojo, as
Yeah.
far as a
Well,
self-employed person?
yeah. If you are a U.S. person, we are only required by U.S. banking regulators to get your income tax return filings, the Form 1040, because all U.S. residents are required to report all income, no? Whether from stocks, from your work, employment, everything, no? Even the casino winnings, no? You have to report that in the income tax return.
Yeah.
So having said that, that's the thing that we just look at, no? The income tax return, your W-2 if you are jointly filing jointly with your spouse or partner, and then the pay stubs and bank statements. And that's it. That's
So
simple.
you, so
Okay,
you
so you
don't
do.
do,
So you
you would
basically,
not
if
do
I'm
the.
Yeah.
Mhm. Go ahead, Ferdy.
so you don't, yeah, you don't need any major bank statement. Do you need to show reserves, as far as that's concerned? Is that something, because obviously you're putting 20% down. To a lot of
Yeah.
people, again, here, I know that could be a big amount, right? But the fact that you're putting 20%, is that more critical to see that the person buying it need to have reserves?
Uh, Reserves. Because we could finance up
Well,
to a
like
maximum of
here in
80%.
the
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say sometimes, because that's why I'm talking to you as if, like I said, I don't know anything about the banking system in the Philippines, especially the mortgage. So that's why I was
Yeah.
asking here in the U.S. sometimes, well, with the 20% down, they're not as critical in asking to see if you have any money, reserves for like the next month or two to pay the mortgage, right? Because you're putting
Yeah.
20% down. So usually the underwriting is a little bit less restricting. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the Philippines, do you require that? The fact that they're putting 20% down, do you still require that?
No. We're based here at Los Angeles, so we just look at you if you're paid for the 20%, then the maximum of 80% the developers accredited. That's the maximum we could request for financing.
we
So
we
we
still
don't.
consider
Okay.
Jojo and Ferdy, we still consider the 40% credit ratio. So meaning to
Okay.
say, yeah, you
That
still
ratio is
have,
still 40.
mhm. Yeah, 40%. This
Yeah,
there should be a
it's
disposable income of 40%, if
yeah
that
it
is what you are asking for.
yeah it's
Mhm.
debt to income ratio that is required from us by U.S. banking regulators. When you're uh,
So how about the
borrowing.
FICO?
Yeah, we for eligibility, for the borrower, we look at first the FICO score 2 of 650 and above. No,
Mm.
then we're going to pull your Experian credit report, and there should be no previous bankruptcies, foreclosures, or past dues on the record. No, so that's number one that they're going to look at, and then number two, acceptability of the collateral. So usually, accredited
Well,
developers are much of a problem. No? And then the third, the debt to income ratio, which
Uh-huh.
Ms. Edith is talking about. No? We don't look at your reserves, or we don't just look at just the debt to
Well,
income ratio. Uh,
okay, so I have a question then.
yeah,
Well, what about those people who are pensioners? So let's say I'm talking about retiring style. So we're looking at maybe people who are 62 and over, and a lot of them depend on their social security for their income, and maybe their homes are pretty much paid in full,
yeah.
but they don't want to pull out equity from their home. So how are you going to deal with that? So is it still 33% of that social security check?
No, it's not 33% of the social security check. No, because your questions are two different things. The first one, do we consider social security checks as a source of income? We do, no, because we don't discriminate where your sources of revenues are. No,
Yeah.
unlike in the Philippines, when you borrow there, they will look at only at your employment income. No? So
Right.
if you're
Yeah.
retired,
Yeah.
you cannot borrow because you're
They
under
will not
pension.
lend you. Yeah.
But here in the U.S., we consider also other sources of revenue. No?
Okay.
If you're a pensioner, we will consider that. No, the debt to
Mhm.
income ratio. That's the second question that you're asking, is calculated, which is based on your Experian credit report. No, What are you paying on a monthly basis? No? For example, do you still pay for a car lease, a car loan, no? Or another real estate loan? And then we add all of that plus the expected monthly of the PNB loan divided by your gross monthly income, no? All of your sources of your revenue, which is reported in your income tax returns.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That's the debt to income ratio. No? Although there's one caveat, we are not allowed to consider pension from disability, no? Because that's the law. The disability pension, we cannot touch that.
You cannot use the SDI,
Disability, it's not
yeah,
SD, no? Because
the
that is
disability check.
in fact, it's not reported in the income tax return. No? Only what is reported in the income tax return, then we can.
Uh, okay. So being in the real estate and have been doing loans,
Yeah.
another question I have is Ferdy was trying to ask that question.
Mm.
Self-employed in California or in United States, usually you know that we we expense down our income, and our Schedule C would show that we have small income, although there's money coming in, a lot of money coming in, right? That's not a secret. Even
Yeah.
Trump knows that. We're touching that.
Yeah.
So,
First,
so how
let me
do you
just
do the underwriting where you can use alternative documents like bank statement, cash flow every month, or
yeah. You know what? We are constrained in that matter. No, we are regulated by U.S. banking, state
Mhm,
banking authorities. No?
mhm.
We have to consider only the income that is reported in the income tax returns. Okay.
Okay.
Now there are exceptions in terms of, for example, your pay stub or
Bank
your
accounts.
yeah bank accounts. We still consider those things, no? But it's a case to case basis. I'm not saying that this is it, only the income tax return. We also have that flexibility, you know, in terms of trying to look at what are your other sources of income, no? uh,
Yeah.
because we have also certain rules to follow here from U.S.
Mhm,
regulators. No?
mhm, mhm. Okay.
Mm.
So, well, we're showing here the video of what's going on here in the Philippines, the developments that have been going on. So, even during the pandemic, the builders and developers have been busy, and of course, they were observing the protocols of COVID, but they took advantage of that time to also build and develop, you know. So this one we're showing right now is Ayala's hottest uh, um, development in Makati. It's called Makati Circuit, and this is supposed to be a center of entertainment. I remember this because in 2010 they were already talking about this place. It used to be the Santa Ana racetrack, if anybody there remember. And so this one is an entertainment center where they do a lot of fashion shows, a lot of art exhibits, a lot of concerts, international concerts. Even they do have some sports arena here. So, and at the same time, they have the mall. Look at that. So they do have a mall. So there are different developments of Ayala that are like all in one. You can live in one place and you stay there and you can do all the entertainment. Your doctors are already there. The city halls are very close by, things like that. The government agencies are not too far away. So that when you choose to live in a place like this, like they have one as a green belt, or the green belt series that they have in Makati too, or Uptown in BGC. Uh, so it's really convenient, especially for those who are just retiring here in the Philippines for a certain period of time and then go back. And of course, they can also rent this out. So there are some developers who would also provide for the property management. Okay, so I'm wrapping up our event tonight, our live stream, and with PNB, Jojo, and Edita here telling us about the different ways of financing, uh, owning a piece of the Philippines. Then there you go. There's a lot of knowledge that we are extending to you. Please give us a call. You can always go reach out to Emporium or even to us directly. We have given you all our our contact information here, and come to Los Angeles and visit us. We will help you how to leverage on your equity, on your asset. That way you can also invest in some other parts of the world like the Philippines. Okay, so uh, any last word from Hazel? I know, Hazel, that you have plenty to share. Can you tell us
Yes.
something more?
Thank you so much, SP, again. And hi, Edith and Jojo. It's nice to see you guys again. And to Ferdinand also. So, yes, SP is very right. And thank you for sharing this video, Ferdinand, because this is also a good way for you to have a glimpse of our latest development in Circuit Makati. And yes, we do have a lot of options. And when everything's ready, then I turn you over to PNB for your loan of your lump sum. And PNB and my team has been working together for quite some time already, and we've
Yeah.
had a lot of great experiences. In terms of the service that we provide to our clients and making everything easy for them to have their home or condo or investment, whatever is the purpose of them buying or investing here in the Philippines, as far as our condominiums, our properties are concerned, then there you go. We have a lot of choices for you. And it's really about, as we've started engaging. I've started my engagement with Emporium and SP. It's really about the service that we provide. That's how we want to make sure that everything is seamless. We know that we've heard a lot of challenging experiences for others, but this through this platform, we are able to make sure that you have ease of transaction with us, not only surprising our clients that, hey, they didn't know that there's a lump sum at the end, but we know that we have our accredited banks like PNB who will make sure that the financing is in place also. So thank you
Yeah.
again, Emporium, Ferdinand, and SP, and it's nice to see you again, Edith and
I
Jojo.
want
Thank you again.
before SP signs up, I sort of like want to just put in my 2 cents, and SP will close out the show. But as the co-founder of Emporium, these are one of the things I'm very, very proud of, to be able to bring content material to everyone who watches and follows Emporium. That what we're trying to do is educate all of the people that are interested in the products, the services, and investments in the Philippines. I just learned something new, obviously, because Philippines is it's thriving. It's very progressive, especially after seeing that. I've never seen that video that I just put on, and I was excited to see that. As a true Filipino American who's been here since 1973, now I feel old after I just divulged that to everybody. But in reality,
That's really
I go
old.
to the Philippines. I go to the Philippines, here and there, right? But the progression, I'm seeing it for the first time as a new person looking to, look at the investments there. And there's hundreds of people just in LA area who are now thinking about that. And that's what you guys have done for them. And hopefully this content will continue to do that. And SP, I hope you continue to do this education, not only about different investments, but also different opportunities and business opportunities in the Philippines. So anyway, I just wanted to put in my 2 cents that, and you guys did a great job in doing that, because I was trying to watch it and just play with the buttons, but I was watching it from the eyes of somebody who considering it, just like Mike Pistano, who did say he's interested.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you a wrap up to the tonight, and to all our guests there. So please like us and subscribe, And again, if you have any questions, do reach out to us. The four people here tonight, and plus Ferdinand, we are a team. And with all our experience behind us, we can hold your hand and assure you that you will have more knowledge and more assurance that if you decide to retire in style or invest in the Philippines, you have the financing, you have the real estate knowledge. You have us, and we are all in California. We are all based in the United States. So we can understand and translate to you in our language, in our standard, on how to help you invest and leverage on your equity so that you
Mhm.
can retire in style. So right now the market is really, don't focus on the fear, on the uncertainty. The most important thing is that the more you listen to these kinds of content, the more confident you will be on what you're going to decide. So remember, if you want to retire in style, you have to plan it for yourself. Don't wait until some people is going to make the plan for you on how you're going to live after on the last third of your life, right?
Right.
Okay. So yeah. So next time I'm going to have a guest on estate planning, and also another lender with regards to reverse mortgage, how you can do increase your cash flow using your real estate, And by the way, Hazel is going to be visiting us in California. She's going to be there in Los Angeles, and we will be reaching out to you guys if you want to know a little bit more on a one-on-one basis on how to do this um, retirement or investment in the Philippines. Okay, so there you go. Thank you, Ferdinand, for hosting this, for the making our live stream. This is my weak point. Thank you for doing it.
Thank you again, Espie. Thank you, Hazel. It's nice to see you again. Ayala is our longest partner and one of our biggest
Client.
client for our OPHL.
Yeah, there you go.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you. Happy weekend, guys.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you,
Thank
Hazel,
you.
Thank
Espie.
you.
It's a beautiful day. No worries today. Cool breeze outside my window. This is the